Welcome to IT Chronicles 10 and Tech. We're coming to you from Knowledge 17. I'm Kristie Magowan. I'm here with my co-host Carlos Casanova.
Hello, Kristie.
And we're talking with Roman Jouravlev from ITIL. Hi, Roman.
Hi.
Great to have you here. Now, there's been a little bit of discussion in some of the online forums recently about some workshops that ITIL has been holding at some of the European events. So what have these workshops been trying to do? So, you know, what's the purpose of them and what have you got out of them so far?
Oh, well, actually, I work as a member of product development team. So before any development of the product, and product is ITIL, obviously. And well, before developing anything, we need to do some proper research. And what we are really interested in now is to collate and analyze some opinions from the practitioners and experts in different audiences, in different countries, in different communities on actually what is going fine in ITSM industry and how ITIL contribute to it, or what's going wrong, what doesn't work at all, what works perfect, what is missing from the current guidance that should be added, how it should be aligned with emerging practices like DevOps, like SIAM, like ESM, and how it actually works in a real environment right now. So we meet with practitioners and experts in different communities, often attached to certain events because it's a natural place of gathering of that people. Sure. And actually just listen to them, try to distill some opinions to maybe make some additional research on the topics which were highlighted, and then incorporate it in the papers published, like discussion papers, guidance papers that we started publishing recently. And after another cycle of review, maybe it will be one day a chapter in ITIL version, something N+1, like that. That's what we are doing.
So I've been in this sort of space for, I don't know, more than 10 years, 15 years or so, in IT obviously for longer than that. But from an ITIL perspective, I guess one thing that I wonder, and it's undergone some changes, through OGC and Axelos and whatnot, and there's the natural curves, hype and all that stuff. I mean, we used to see some companies, really promoting the term, ITIL. I've been in clients over the last few years that they say we can't use the term for whatever reason, whether it's 3 failures and so how are you guys dealing with that? This is yours, this is your baby. So how, from an industry perspective, do you handle, and I know obviously these workshops are probably a big part of it, but how do you address the fact that you have organizations that are doing service management, are looking at all the same principles, but are consciously deciding that they don't want to use the term that is basically what it's all based on? How do you address that? Is there a way to address it? I mean, I don't know. It seems strange that organizations are going down that road and why they might be doing it, but I'm sure you've got to be getting some of that feedback, I would think.
Yes, we did. Well, maybe there is no, a single silver bullet solution for that problem as for any other problems. Sure. But, well, we inherited the baby, in fact. And the baby is fine. The library itself and the guidance is fine. Maybe some things are missing, maybe some things are a bit outdated now because it's 10 years old now, but still, as a toolbox, it's fine.
Yeah, agreed.
But, well, if you have a great toolbox at home and a couple of times, you hit your finger with a hammer, it's not a problem of the hammer usually,
right.
But of maybe something being done a bit wrong.
Yep.
So what we have done in a big scale, we published a year ago IT Practitioner, sort of a manual for the toolbox.
Yep.
And actually here at Knowledge we are mostly to tell people about the practitioner guidance, and it's very well accepted by those who already knows about its existence and have read it. And it's really welcomed by those who were not aware and now interested in this sort of guidance. So what we are trying to do is we are trying to help to use the toolbox, apart from improving the toolbox itself. And generally, this story of a taboo word I've seen it about projects in some organizations. So we failed a couple of projects, so we keep failing, but we don't call it projects anymore.
Yes, we're
Yeah.
going to call it something else.
It's
It's called an initiative now.
It's not
We don't
about
do
project management.
Yeah.
It's a different problem.
Yeah, and I guess that's just got to be frustrating from an Axelos perspective, right? Because, like I said, I mean, these organizations that are saying they don't want to use the term, they're still fine. They're following the same principles.
Yep.
They're still doing change management and incident and all the
Obviously,
basic stuff.
yes.
It's like because you can't not do that.
Yep.
And like I said, I mean, I know if I were Axelos, I'd be frustrated with it. It's like, wait, but you're doing it. You're actually doing that. So it's just going to be frustrating to see companies adopting it and truly adopting and not doing it.
Well, it is frustrating, of course, but well, it's an emotional side. Well, if it's frustrated, it's no real sense to just keep being frustrated.
Yeah.
It's nothing to do with that. It's an opportunity.
Sure.
If we understand why it's so, we can address it with certain publications or certain promotion or just try to explain things.
Right.
Part of the problem is that we don't normally interact directly with that organization.
Okay,
so we
right.
have training organizations, consulting organizations between us and the final users of the product. So we are trying to address all of these stakeholders to help them actually get value from it.
Right. Yeah, that's a great point. That's a great point that you're not that end production piece.
Yep.
So that's
We
a very good point.
started to contact with our audience directly by membership scheme and by community access.
Right.
So, and actually, I work in a product development team, but sometimes when some questions from the end users, like just people working in the real industry, they come to our community website, and the community team addresses us. Asking for some clarification or some consultation. So actually, anyone using ITIL has a direct and free access to the team developing the product.
Oh, that's great.
And we'll just answer the questions.
Yeah. So I guess maybe it's just a communication. Because I mean, I know I don't hear from my clients saying that they're engaging. So maybe it's just that it's them knowing that it's available to them.
That is.
Yeah, knowing that there is that
Yeah,
channel that you
it's not
can
the most
speak.
famous part of our product line yet. So we are working on that.
See, you're going to be the face of the new connection point, right?
Well, actually, we have a team of 4, and other faces are maybe more, better for media than mine. But well, we have Kaimar, who's quite famous. Kaimar Karo, we have Akshay Anand, who used to work in consultancy for years. We have Julia Harrison, known at Twitter as Julia from IT, with a very good operational background. And my background is mostly training.
Right.
I used to work for training organizations for about 10 years plus after I moved from the real industry to consultancy and training. So we have a right diverse mix of competences in the team, and we are trying to, find some.
Yeah, and Kaimar and Akshay, I mean, I know definitely, I've interacted with them, and I know Kaimar for years now and stuff. So I guess that's the key. I guess is really, providing the organizations that
and a very important part of that is that actually, it's not just team of 4. It's team of 4 connected to many experts in the industry.
Right.
Like actually participants of that workshops.
Yeah, I know there's a lot of talk out there that when are you going to come and listen to us? But I mean, you can't be everywhere. But it's certainly good to see that you are starting to open those channels.
We are really in a listening mode now.
Yes.
We are really welcoming all the opinions and views from different stakeholders. We are really interested to understand what people think, what people expect, what they need from us. In terms of scope, in terms of connections to other bodies of knowledge or just emerging movements like DevOps, and we believe that all these things that should be interconnected, not competing.
Yeah.
So there is a discussion on back to ATSM group on if it's symbiotic or complementing, but we should help each other.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's what we are sure.
Well, thank you, Roman. It's been a pleasure chatting with you
Thank you very
today.
much for inviting.
Thank you, Roman.
Thank you. It's a pleasure.
Thank you.